Okay, hey guys, we are probably going to be stuck at home for the next few weeks, which means that we still have to do our home workouts. Some of my friends have asked me how they can work on their arms even from home and without any dumbbells. So this actually shouldn't be a problem because your mainstay of your workouts should be compound exercises if you're looking to grow your arms. But having said that, isolation exercises are still very important and feel great to do. So I came up with some exercises that they can do, and I do myself as well, with just a backpack, okay, for the isolation exercises for their arms. But before that, we're going to talk about compound exercises and how you can tweak them in order to feel your biceps or your triceps more, which is counterintuitive because that's hardly what I preach. But in this case, we want to make the arms grow. So let's head straight in. So for your biceps, I would start off with a heavy compound movement. In this case, you're doing the pull-up. So I have 3 tips for you guys for this. The first one, if you don't already know, is to use an underhand grip like what I'm doing right here. So this underhand grip is going to help you to target more of your biceps, less of your back, less of your forearms, and less of your brachialis. Alright, so this is the overhand, this is your underhand. So you want to be using this for your biceps. Alright, the next tip will be to go heavy on this exercise and save the lighter stuff for later. Alright, if heavy means your body weight, then that's fine. But if you can do more, then by all means strap on a backpack that has extra weight and do the pull-ups. The rep scheme is going to be something like this. You're going to start off with a weight that you can do for 6 reps for 4 sets. The next week, you're going to try to increase your last set and do 1 or 2 more reps on top of that. You're going to keep going until you can do all 4 sets for 8 reps, and then you can increase your weight from there. Now the last tip I have for you guys for this one would be to do pre-activation drills for your biceps. This is especially important for those of you who are struggling still with a mind-muscle connection to your bicep, which means that when you are asked to flex your bicep, you can't really feel the squeeze in your bicep. Alright, and another thing is that in a pull-up, your back is a bigger muscle and is going to be doing most of the work. So it's going to be hard to focus purely on the biceps. So how do we do these drills? Let's start off with our arms at our side. If you bring your arm up like this, do you feel that intense squeeze in your bicep? This is the first checklist, because if you don't, then let's move on to the next step. So in order to feel your squeeze more, what you want to do is to elevate your arm up, all the way up as far as you can, above, right above like this, because in this position, your biceps are at the shortest position. Okay, and then you will feel the squeeze the most. So here, the squeeze is almost unbearable for me, because it's a really tight squeeze, like a cramp. Alright, so that's what you want to achieve. And if you can't feel it even in this overhead position, what you're going to do is you're going to add some resistance with your other hand, and you're going to bring it up, and you're going to push with this other hand against, bring it up and squeeze against the arm. Alright, this is going to take a bit of practice, and if you still need more help, feel free to text me on my Instagram and I'll see what else I can do to help you feel your biceps better. Alright, let's move on to the triceps. Now moving on to the triceps compound exercise, which will be the push-up. So for the push-up, the subtle changes that you make during your push-up can actually make a huge difference on whether you're targeting more of your triceps, more of your chest, or your shoulders. Okay, so for the triceps, we're going to do a few little tweaks in order to feel it a lot more. Starting with the most obvious one, which is the grip and the hand position. I'm going to show you a clip on how I'm going to place my hands on the floor and where my elbows are positioned. So as you can see in the clip, what I'm doing is I'm putting my hands around shoulder width or slightly narrower if you can. Then you're going to keep your elbows tucked in close to your sides. Now the important thing here is that as you keep your elbows tucked in, you want to keep it tucked in all the way through the set. And then let's call this the inside of your elbow. The inside of elbow should be facing forward. So let me show you what that means. So as you're doing your reps, this should always point forward. And that's contrasted against if you're going to do a push-up where you want to target your chest more. You're actually going to turn it out like this, such that your elbows, inside of your elbows, as you can see, are facing each other like this. So triceps, chest. Now the next tip is closely linked to the previous one, and it's what you do with your elbows, what you visualize when you're doing the push-up. So when you're doing the push-up for your chest, you're always focusing on bringing your elbows towards each other and squeezing it. But when you're doing it for the triceps, you want to focus on just the act of straightening your arm, just like when you do a tricep push down. Okay, so when you're pressing, what you want to do is, as you press, you want to imagine pushing this up like this, straightening it like this. Please ignore the rising of the shoulder. You always keep your shoulder depressed, but just straighten the arm and your triceps will activate like that. Now we have our backpack exercises, and we're going to start with the biceps, starting with the waiter's curl. So why is it called the waiter's curl? It's because of the way you put your hands compared to the usual way. So instead of gripping the straps with the palm of your hand like you usually do in a dumbbell, what you're going to do is you're going to take the straps and put it at the base of your palm right here. So like this. I'm going to do that for both hands. Now you're going to keep your arms open like this, like a waiter holding a tray. And as you can see, I'm getting a good squeeze on my bicep from this position. And what this does, this hand position does, is that it takes out a lot of forearm work and really helps you to focus on that bicep. So from here, you're going to do your bicep curl as per normal, coming down to your side, straightening your arms all the way, coming up, and maintaining that strap near the base of your wrist. The next one we'll be doing is hammer curls with the backpack. So why are we doing hammer curls? Remember that if you want to grow your arms, you're not just going to have to work the biceps brachii, but you're going to work the muscle that lies underneath the biceps brachii, which is the brachialis, and you're going to have to work the forearms, the brachioradialis, in order to make your arms look bigger. Alright, so with hammer curls, most of you guys have done this before, just not with a backpack, but it works equally as well. Alright, so just grab the straps like this, with your wrist in a neutral position. Okay, so for normal biceps curl, we always do it with a supinated or palms facing up position. With your hammer curl, do it in a neutral position. Grab your backpack and just curl. So straighten all the way down, all the way up, squeeze the biceps, and down, and up. And trust me, you get a really great pump with this one. Now moving on, just varying the way we do the biceps exercises. What we can do is varying the tempo, the intensity of each exercise. So I'm going to introduce to you guys a new concept called German volume training. Alright, some of you might have heard it, some of you might not. Essentially what this is a very high volume training, which is perfect for home workouts because we only have a limited amount of weight that we can work with. So with this workout, what we're going to do is we can pick any of those exercises that we mentioned just now. Alright, or even a regular bicep exercise, bicep curl. You're going to take the backpack, alright, hold it in whichever way you like. So I'm just going to do a normal bicep curl position with the straps in my hand. And for German volume training, what we're going to do is 10 sets of 10 reps. And for that 10 reps, what we're going to do is each rep that we come down, we're going to lower it in 4 seconds. So we're going to come up and then going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, really feeling that tension on your biceps, and then coming up, coming down again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and complete 10 reps exactly like that. Alright, between each set, you're going to rest for 1 minute and 30 seconds. Don't worry, if you forget all these, I'll be putting a summary at the end of this video. So we move on now to the tricep exercise. Now the tricep exercise that we can do is the equivalent of an overhead extension. Just grab your backpack, right, grab both handles. From this position, what you're going to do is to extend your arms overhead, just like a normal overhead extension. Coming back down, overhead, straightening, squeeze the triceps, coming back down. And this is a perfect substitute if you don't have dumbbells at home to do overhead tricep extensions. Finally, we have a tricep kickback alternative, and it's just swapping the dumbbell with your backpack loaded up with books. So if you guys haven't done tricep kickbacks before, this is how you do it. So you can lean your weight on something like a wall or a chair, but I prefer to do it without. Just putting my hands on my thigh here. With your back straightened, you're going to bring your arm up to your side, exactly parallel to the ground, and you're going to straighten your arm and do the tricep extension. And as you can see, really my triceps are working here. I've got my backpack loaded up pretty heavy, and it's really isolating the tricep right there. Alright, to end off the video, here's a workout routine for you guys. we're going to be hopping between biceps and triceps, and we're going to start off the whole thing with the compound exercises. You're going to do the pull-ups with the underhand position, and you're going to do 5 sets of 5 reps, as heavy as you can. Then we're going to move on to the close grip push-ups, and you're going to do as heavy as you can once again, but this time 4 sets for 10 reps. Now moving on, and you're going to blast your biceps with the weighted curls for 4 sets of 12 reps. Then you're going to hop over back to the triceps, and you're going to do the overhead back extensions for 4 sets of 12 reps. Remember to focus on the quality of the squeeze for every rep. Then we're going to move on back to the biceps, and we're going to do the hammer curls. We're going to do it a little bit heavier, and we're going to do 4 sets of 10 reps. And we're going to end off the whole thing with the tricep extensions with the back, and we're going to do 4 sets of 12 reps. Now that's the whole workout. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Who says you can't work your arms outside of the gym? Alright, all you have to do is just focus more on the quality of each of the rep rather than the quantity. Sometimes when we're in the gym, we're just too focused on moving the weights rather than squeezing the muscles. Alright, but remember, if you want to grow your muscles, you have to really focus on the quality of each muscle squeeze. Alright, hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.